Ghana story. Boost for local oil refineries. They've received 1 million barrels from the Jubilee crude allocation. What this would mean, from at least what it is that we're gleaning from the story, is that, look, the refineries will have something to do, and what it will mean as well is this could translate as well into a bit of cheaper fuel. What that will mean for us, and whether or not it meets capacity as well, will be one of the many questions which will be asked. Also here, Cocoa Board settles 162 million cedis cocoa bills arrears. That should come as good news for persons who had invested. Accra Kumasi Expressway, 11 billion cedis project funds still in Bank of Ghana accounts. Controller and Accountant General's Department saying this. Group demands government intervention on Jonah capital attack and modernized chieftaincy cases adjudication. Asante Hene is saying this on the back page of the Daily Graphic. Football's greatest carnival comes at a crushing price. The finals tickets is absolutely monstrous.
Really, yeah.
The cheapest is $8,600 or $8,200.
Yeah.
And it's very expensive for a lot of people.
That is so good. I mean, that's fine. That is affordable. But anytime the game is going on, you see a lot of people at the stadium, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, the conversation is that it's been.
Do you necessarily have to be at the stadium? Watch it on television.
This has been the most expensive World Cup to attend as a fan, right? Because the games have been it's been very expensive to get into the stadium.
So the thing is, when these teams are being paid $5 million, $10 million for advancing to the second stage or the next stage, what do you expect? Where they're supposed to get the monies from?
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, people will be at the stadium, but you know, the game has always been for the average Joes. Right?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, really? That's how football started.
Has developed.
Before it's been taken over by the elites.
It has to.
Now, and so sometimes the concern is to allow the average Joe to be able to go in and experience the
watch it on television. Now you can watch it. You can watch it on 85 inches, 90 inches, 100
inches,
even 200. You can watch. So you don't necessarily have to be at the stadium, boy. Just make sure that you have a TV set. And
right. Let me do the Ghanaian Times quickly, and then you come in. The Ghanaian Times make job creation central to policy. NDPC saying this. Research in Ghana to Volta Star Textiles to bounce back. President assures government raises 5 billion cedis to recapitalize Bank of Ghana. Okay. Engage Nigeria over treatment of Jonah Capital. Group urges President Mahama, and 12 killed, over 30 injured in Konongo Highway crash. That's a terrible news. We pay solar project to take off next month. Presidential advisor Mr. Guzitano and residents petition government over TDC land dispute, but TDC denies wrongdoing. I'll come to you now.
All right, okay, so let's do the Daily Guide this morning. Daily Guide says Court of Appeal overturns 500,000 Ghana cedi damages against Sami Jemfi. And it's got the picture of Sami Jemfi, who is CEO of Gold Board. Protect Jonah Capital staff in Nigeria, group to Mahama. It's got a group of people indicating that they are in distress in Nigeria and they need to be taken care of. Parliament serving party interest. Atuguba is so much on fire, and I love a lot of the things that he spoke to, especially when he mentioned that why do we need to create a certain number of seats for parliamentarians? It beats my mind. Court strikes out Attorney General's request to halt Hanan's UK travel. That's a big blow to Attorney General. And then 12 perish in Gori Konongo crash, also on the front page with a bus that is overturned. And TikToker jailed over Mahama 32 cows claim. It's got the picture of Camila Alhassan. And that's the front page of the Daily Guide this morning. Switching quickly to the new finder today, it says 26% of youth begin drug abuse before age 15. This is coming from the sector minister. And then bond market turnover rises to 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. Also on the page, informal cross-border trade hits 31 billion Ghana cedis. Argentina, Spain, England, and France set for World Cup final weekend showdown.
Yeah.
And the banner headline says, government to continue BOG recapitalization in 2027. That is a new find.
Yeah, that story about 5 billion cedis being raised.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a need to recapitalize the bank because they've been posting losses for quite some time.
Yeah.
But I'll come to you on the Atuguba stories. I just want to get the details of this 5 billion which has been raised. The story is by Kinsley Asari. It says the government has raised 5 billion cedis to support the recapitalization of the Bank of Ghana. The Minister of Finance, Dr. Atuforson, has reviewed. He said additional funding will be provided in the 2027 budget as part of efforts to restore the central bank's financial strength and reinforce macroeconomic stability. Dr. Forson disclosed this in a speech read on his behalf at the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of rural banking and the transition to banking in Accra yesterday. So it was a brief announcement yesterday. I think that the BOG needs in excess of 50 billion cedis in terms of recapitalization because of the successive losses that have been posted. And the government has been running around because the money is not enough. Yesterday I was saying we face hydra-headed problems in this country, from drains to sanitation to roads to job creation to call it what, right? It's problems everywhere. And so funding or capital has not really been readily available to deal head-on with every challenge.
Right.
And we've been rationing the finances as it comes to deal with all of these. So in excess of 50 billion to recapitalize
Ghana cedis?
Yes.
Oh, that is so very easy to come by.
Well, you just print money.
No, that is so easy to come by. We have, you see, let us not lose sight of the fact that we have natural resources. We have a lot of natural resources.
We've had that for a very long time.
Exactly. But we are not putting it to good use. We are not being wise about the way we manage our natural resources. The reason we are running around 50 billion Ghana cedis, that is too small for a country like Ghana, formerly called Gold Coast, and it has a place called Elmina. Look, let us not allow, I keep saying we don't have politicians. We have technocrats in positions of authority. So they've been given political power. And these are people who know. Are you telling me that Ghana would no longer go for a loan or secure loan from any institution and use any of our mineral resources as collateral? What are the minerals that we have in Ghana? Don't we have manganese? Don't we have bauxite? Don't we have diamond? Don't we have gold? Don't we have lithium?
Well,
we have
so many things.
Yes.
Some respite is that our mining laws are being changed to provide a bit more in terms of value. That was captured 2 days ago.
Right.
So on Wednesday, when the Lands and Natural Resources Minister addressed the media, it says that there's going to be changes. We're going to reduce leases now to 20 years. There's going to be specific demands on a number of things as well. Generally, there's a consensus that, look, how we've managed our natural resources has not been entirely great. And there's a need to
I am happy to hear
change that. But as to whether this change answers all of the questions,
we have salt. We have salt. We have rivers. We have the ocean. There are so many things. We have oil. We have gas. All these things, are you telling me that we can't do that meticulously to ensure that the country gets its growth and development plans properly? It means we are mismanaging something. Because you can't have all these mineral resources and then claim you don't have money to pay ABC or to create or develop ABC. Look, Ghanaians must be wise. The point is that, let me start from the beginning. No institution such as IMF, World Bank and Co would give you a loan without knowing the collateral that you have. And what are the collaterals that they usually use? They are mineral resources. So you're telling me that all the loans that we have secured from them, we're going to pay using what? Hausa Cocoa? No. It's got to do with the natural resources that we have. And they have planned it out. And they know, day in, day out. We have ethanol here in this country. We have ethanol here in country. And people are making lots of money out of it. We just discovered lithium. What did we sign to it? So, my brother, when it comes to natural resources and monies that government is having difficulty in finding to pay certain institutions, or to get nurses to go to their posting, or to pay doctors, or to ensure that traders and so on and so forth get what is due them, nobody in this country can tell me that Ghana hasn't got the money. If we say that we don't have the money, then I'll tell you straight in the face that we have weak leadership. We have weak leaders, we have weak technocrats, and we have weak Ghanaians. In fact, docile Ghanaians. Everything is staring us in the face that we have it all. Go on the Cape Coast Road. What do you see? You see porcelain. We can create everything that we need to use in the bathrooms and in the kitchens straight from Cape Coast Road. Because everything is there. The rock formation is there that we can break and use it for all these things. So we are waiting for somebody else to come and take it. There is salt, which we call the white gold. Most of the European countries that have snow falling there, when you put salt on it, it thaws the snow for cars to be able to ply those routes. So what are you telling me, that we can't use the salt? And salt is also used in oil and gas. We have all the salt here. Ghana is one of the few countries that you can just pick salt from the ground and then use it straight in your food. Songo is one of those places. You can just pick the salt. You don't have to process it. You don't have to process it for anything. We are the 4th largest producer of tuna in the whole world. Ghana is 4th largest producer in the whole world. How many countries in the world? And you are number 4 in tuna. When you watch DSTV, you will see tuna being sold. One, $15,000, one, $20,000. And we are the 4th largest producer. How many vessels do we have in Ghana? We have 76 vessels. As far as I know, 76. Only one belongs to an indigenous Ghanaian company. Only one. So 75 is being fronted by Ghanaians on behalf of Chinese nationals. What are you telling me? Why do you think the Chinese will bring 75 vessels and put it on our seas? What are they gaining from it that we can't do that? You get it? So there's always the opportunity for us to ensure that Ghana is leading the way when it comes to finance. We are not supposed to be a nation that is lacking.
No, we said that very
Yes,
often.
exactly. So I would hate to be reading all these things out if leadership is not able to identify that we have these natural mineral resources. Who is able to tell us? Lithium was discovered so many years ago by America in Ghana before we got wind of it. A friend of mine had told me that we had discovered, I said, oh, lithium. Where? I said, no, the Americans have seen it all already. We have discovered it, but we're just sitting there. Until a few years later that we found it. So what is preventing us from doing all these things? Let us gather thing. One thing, it is in the Constitution that any natural mineral resource that is found under the earth, wherever you live, wherever you stay, belongs to the state. Every natural mineral resource below the earth, above anything that you find, belongs to the state. So, Galamsey, people are just going rampantly, digging gold from anywhere, mining gold from anywhere. All those places belong to the government. So why can't the government say that, hey, this place is ours? States cording it off. No human being can say it is my house.
Your forest zones are security zones.
Absolutely.
And yet people are there. As for the Galamsey conversation,
so who is allowing it? Can't we just ground all operations of, or we can? It's difficult. Look, there are some interesting stories on the front page of Ghana.
Yes, on the fact that you mentioned Galamsey, I'm just going to say this, that, I mean, there's been a lot of work that's been done by civil society groups and what have you. There's a movie that's been premiered, which I know of, which there's an invite that's been thrown to us as well. Being premiered at Alliance Française on our fight against Galamsey. What happens when greed threatens the very air that we breathe? It will have environmental lawyer Awula Sewa. We were speaking to her yesterday as well on the new mining legislation. Erastus Asaredonko will be there as well, and Catholic priest Father J.B. Blay all will be present during that movie premiere on the Galamsey conversation and its importance. And so it will be nice for us to continue in that front. A lot of people are documenting what the challenge is so that posterity will be kind. If I say kind, I mean, I'm not sure kind is an appropriate word, right? I'm not sure saying posterity will be kind, but we're documenting the development.
Yes.
We've documented for a very long time. The actions ought to be seen and felt.
We're just sick.
Right? And that will be on the 27th, by the way. It will be on the 27th of July at 7 p.m. at Alliance Front End. So it's just one of the many activities on the front of dealing and having conversations in relation to Galamsey and its attendant problems. But you were mentioning a number of stories.
Oh, yeah, interesting stories. On when you go, you didn't do your online today. I'm surprised, really.
Yeah. Let me.
When you go to Ghana Web this morning, what you would see says, ask Kufuor about the money I spent, and Ekufuado, the cars I bought for him. A chief is fuming. So when you go to Ghana Web, you see the chief that we're referring to. Another story says, we must hand over a stronger court to those who will come after us. Chief Justice is the one speaking on this matter. Mahama nominates 3 new justices to the Supreme Court bench. It's got the picture of a lady and 2 gentlemen, one of whom is so dear to my heart. I'll not mention the name, but I'm so excited for him. Congratulations to you. Did I say I was not going to mention the name?
Yeah.
But I almost mentioned the name. Would you want me to mention the name?
Yeah, I mean, that's public knowledge.
It's public knowledge. We're going to know that he's my friend.
Oh, but...
Really?
The individual, they have lives before they are appointed to the bench. And once you're appointed to the bench...
So you want me to say that Tony Forson is my friend?
I knew he was the one.
Oh, really?
I knew he was 24. I mean, there wasn't...
Uncle Tony.
There wasn't even second thought as to who the individual was when he said your friend had been nominated to...
You're such a naughty boy, man.
To the Supreme Court. I knew it was him.
Really?
I was just waiting for you to mention, because it's not... Once you pick that list of 3 and you say your friend... The guess is so simple.
Oh, really?
It's really very simple.
But there are two males.
Yes, I know. But it's very simple. Really? It's very, very simple. And
so 24 says, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. Long overdue. Jinapo urges patience as a 3-month power upgrade begins in Kumasi. Also, Mahama Yariga speaks on Ohene Kwame Frimpon's seat in Parliament. And 12 confirmed dead. Yes, we have this. And 44 injured in the Kumasi Highway crash. And young Ghanaian twins found dead in river in Barcelona. Oh, wow.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Indum reacts to Supreme Court ruling on GN Bank. And inside details of pastor's dramatic battle with a black crow at Insawam Market. So all this you can find on Ghana Web this morning.
3news.com, Wages Children's Hospital to be open for public use soon. Iyoko. I've been asking questions why Iyoko is the one telling us there's another health ministry. Only 1 out of 10 quarry sites visited by a Minerals Commission and NIMOS officials has operating permit. Trades Union Congress opposes reintroduction of public tribunals. TikToker jailed 1 year for false news against President Mahama. Chieftaincy is a pillar of Ghana's constitutional order, as Santahene is saying this. MyJournalline.com, they say, amongst many other things, Mahama nominates 3 to Supreme Court bench. It's nominates, not appoint. We don't need tribunals again. Minority stages walk out. Parliament passes Tribunals Bill 2026, and we cannot wait. Professor Ebu Texan urges Mahama to push structural reforms now. And City Newsroom, Ghana's macroeconomic gains threatened by unemployment, weak public services, NDPC. Parliament passes Tribunals Bill 2026 after heated debate. NDC would have suspended Wuntumi for attacking party leadership. Bande is saying this Tribunals Bill will create chaos in justice delivery. Apenyo Markin and Mahama nominates Tony Force and 2 others to Supreme Court.
Great.
So
there's something I want to pick up on that has to do with the issue of the tribunals. And it's amazing that somebody as senior as Apenyo Marking would be saying this about the tribunals. Let me read something from the Constitution, 1992 Constitution. And I'm going to read Article 125. Article 125 says that, 1, justice emanates from the people and shall be administered to the name of the Republic and by the judiciary and shall be independent and blah, blah. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Clause 2 says, citizens may exercise popular participation in the administration of justice through the institutions of public and customary tribunals and the jury and assessor systems. Is that in the Constitution? Is tribunals in the Constitution?
Yeah, it's always been.
Exactly.
It was when legislation was introduced.
It has always been there. Now, composition and the mode of exercise of power of judiciary. Now, it says, the judiciary shall consist of A, the Supreme Courts of Judicature, comprising 1, the Supreme Court, 2, the Court of Appeal, and 3, the High Court and Regional Tribunals. So the tribunal is already in the Constitution. The tribunal is already operating. So what is it that people have...
It's not been operating.
No, some of them...
It exists.
Yes, it exists.
It has existed in our statute books. It's not been...
No, some of them have been operational. Trust you me.
No,
tribunals have operated.
Which tribunals?
You see, the point is that everything comes... Oh, the High Court. But not all matters are dealt with at the High Court. Some are dealt at the tribunals. But because the tribunals became like... It was used actively during the coup d'etat period. So people thought that the tribunals were silent. No. And a lot of people, a lot of judges never wanted to be there because it didn't look lucrative, so to speak.
Yeah, tribunals have not been operational. It's just been the High Court because there was legislation introduced.
Granted that it's not been operational. Let's just say it's not been operational. Is it a constitutional institution? Is it a constitutional?
So you see, it's existed in the Constitution.
Don't say it existed in the Constitution. It is in the Constitution, 1992
It exists. No, the word is it exists in the Constitution.
So, is it wrong for anybody to say that we are opening up the tribunals? We are rather going to employ more judges and lighten all the pressure on the High Courts. Because certain cases are not supposed to go, not all cases are supposed to go to the High Courts. The tribunals have got the power to deal with so many other legal matters.
Hear me, right? As it stands now, right? As it stands now, the court structure has been such that for every matter that you have, it is taken to a specific court.
Yes.
Yes, we've heard the arguments that tribunals will, amongst many other things, do with matters of galamsey and some others. The concern has been that, look, we've seen what tribunals have been used for in the past, and they've been described as... This is not my argument.
But that is nonsense.
I'm putting forward the argument.
But that is nonsense.
You see,
I'm serious. It is nonsense because anything contrary to the Constitution,
it's completely rubbishing the fears might not also be fair.
Why should you have fear? If something, it is illegal.
Fred,
it is a legal institution.
Show me on the screen.
It is a legal
a bit more
institution.
in terms of the details from.
It is a legal institution. So
because clause 4, for instance, yesterday became a subject matter of intense debate before it was subsequently passed. The minority staged a walkout, and then it was subsequently passed. And so, Fred,
what did the fast track High Court do? My point is very simple. This is a constitutional matter. The tribunal is part of the Constitution. It's part of the legal settings within the Constitution. So, what is the problem? How can you use something in the Constitution against the will of people? Then that means the Constitution is not right, it's not appropriate. That's what we are saying. That anything in the Constitution can be used against the people. Are you kidding me? No. The tribunal is part of our system, is part of the court system. And I've read to you direct from the 1992 Constitution what it says, that the composition and mode of exercise of power of judiciary in Ghana. And it includes the judiciary and it includes the tribunal. So what is the problem?
That is not in debate.
So what is the problem? What's the fear?
It has not been operational for...
What is the fear?
2 decades,
What
right?
is the fear?
2 decades now.
What is the fear?
2 decades now. So
what is the fear?
I'm gonna have us listen to the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine. He was in Parliament yesterday as well when all of the conversations were happening. Here is him on the floor.
These things are textually incorrect as far as the Constitution is concerned, because as you yourself drew his attention to the provision in Article 126 of the Constitution, and 142. But let's start with 126. It provides an integrated judicial system that includes regional tribunals, and that also includes such lower courts or tribunals as Parliament may by law establish. And Mr. Speaker, this is exactly what we are doing. In terms of the regional tribunals, what we are doing is just simply amplifying the provisions of the Constitution in 126 and 124. In terms of the district tribunal, what we are simply doing is implementing 126 by creating a lower tribunal that will deal with criminal matters that have been specified in the bill, including those of illegal mining. So, Mr. Speaker, we are not creating a parallel justice system. We are simply amplifying what is provided for in the Constitution.
Is it going to be in charge of civil matters or criminal matters? Mr. Speaker, I am asking rhetorically. Respected Leonard, you must listen to me. You have the opportunity to have a bite. This is unfair. Respected Leonard Attorney General, first gentleman at the bar. This approach is wrong. This is wrong. You have your bite.
Honorable
you have
Minority Leader.
in the mic.
Honorable
There's
Minority
no point
Leader,
of order. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable
let him
Minority
sit down.
Leader,
It's wrong.
Honorable Attorney General,
And I'm
please,
your senior in
both
this chamber.
of you should resume your seats.
I'm your senior.
Honorable,
I agree, but I'm your senior
Honorable,
here, and I'm your
please,
senior here.
both of
And
you
I'm your
should
senior here. But
resume
you are
your
introducing
seats.
chaos. That is what the tribunal will do. What you are doing is what the tribunal will do. They should let us speak.
Both of you resume your
Is
seats.
that the tribunal system? This is the tribunal system. This is the tribunal
Honorable
system.
Minority Leader,
Tribunal
Attorney
system.
General, both
Populism.
of you should resume your
Tribunal
seats.
system of justice. Tribunal system of justice. That's what you are practicing. I contend that creating this new tribunal system by this provision, Mr. Speaker, will bring chaos to the justice delivery system we have in our country. Mr. Speaker, this is populism. We need clarity. Justice must not just be done, must be seen to be done. Mr. Speaker, I remember the famous case of Tagore and Nisa Abbas, where the respected Dr. Dominic Ayeni took the matter up at Court of Appeal. These were individuals who were convicted. And at the Court of Appeal, his argument was that a man may not just be convicted because of his own words. That is populism. He argued. He said every element of a crime must be proven. Lead evidence of probative value. That was the argument of the respected Dr. Ayeni. It was because we had a clarity, certainty in the law. We had a Court of Appeal, well properly constituted. Today, you want to have a tribunal? A tribunal. Populism, Choboy justice. Choboy justice. Mr. Speaker, Choboy justice, where people will be sent and people will be thrown into jail. Mr. Speaker, I will not sit here as a minority leader and allow this provision to stand. I move that this provision be deleted. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
No problem.
But he was there for a very long
Exactly.
time.
So these are things we need to do. We need to educate
by now.
people on some of these things. So what is a tribunal? First of all, let's answer. A tribunal is basically a special type of court or legal body. People should hear me out. Now, a tribunal is a formal group that hears disputes and makes legal decisions, but is not a regular court. Listen carefully. The key features of a tribunal: number one, specialized. So each tribunal handles one area of law. Example, labor law, tax tribunal, human rights tribunal, immigration tribunal, sports tribunal. So it is less formal than the major courts because no wigs are expected to be worn, simpler procedures, and you often do not need a lawyer. Experts are the ones who are placed on the panel because the people judging are often experts in their field, not just general judges. It is faster and cheaper because it is designated to resolve disputes quickly without long court backlogs. Now, what can it do? It can make binding decisions. Their findings are legally enforceable, just like a court judgment. So do we believe in what's the name? Commissions of inquiry? A commission of inquiry is a tribunal sort of thing. Yes.
Also been a part
absolutely.
Of the Constitution.
So that is it. That is what a tribunal is. A tribunal is not there to strangulate people or to what's the name? Keep people away from the justice system. No. What are the fears? What are we afraid of? What are we scared of? If you believe that you are going to do something properly, appropriately, in the right manner, why are you scared of the courts or the police? You are driving a car, you are heading towards a traffic light. You see a police warden standing over there. You are telling me that you are scared of the police because what? If your papers are not correct, if you haven't done your roadworthy and your insurance, that is where you know that you are scared of the police. But if you are doing everything right, why would somebody forcibly or twist your arms and push you into a situation? We are making it seem as though the tribunal is something that is alien to us. It is not alien. If it were alien, it would have been expunged from the Constitution by now.
But if you read the recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee,
right,
they suggested the expunging the public tribunal.
My brother, there are so many things you and I wish would be expunged from the Constitution, but so long as it is in the Constitution, it is a live document.
I'm making an argument, right, that we haven't had an opportunity to review the Constitution. The current administration says they want to do that. They set up a committee which finished its work a year ago, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Almost a year, right? And as part of the recommendations they put forth was a review of that aspect of the Constitution and taking it out. The government is yet to put out a white paper on this. And yet they've proceeded forthwith with a bill which has been passed. It almost suggests that, yes, we asked the Constitutional Review Committee to look at our Constitution and find loopholes and areas where, not loopholes, right? So let me rephrase, and find things that we've outgrown, which we can do without, which still are in the living document. The committee does the work and says that, you know what, I think tribunals are one of the many things we've outgrown and we do not need going back to any longer. And so let's take it out. The government is yet to make a determination as to, that is the white paper, which will also explain going forward what it is that we'll do.
Right.
They haven't done that. And so is asking questions as to, the Constitutional Review Committee has recommended that. Why are you not listening to them on that front as well when they argue that, well, we've sort of outgrown, and I'm using outgrown.
I was coming to that point that I don't believe we have outgrown.
No, I'm just using.
I know. We may not have outgrown it. First of all, in 2009, we have a Constitutional Review set up under the late President Atta Mills. I have the documents in the house, a huge book. It came with recommendations and everything. So we have attempted to amend the Constitution. There has been a second one where hearings were made. People took their issues and their cases before the team. And a few variations have been made. Some of the key things that are supposed to be done, we have not even done it, and we're looking at tribunals. And I'm asking a simple question, as I have read to you, is a tribunal wrong? Alternative dispute resolution, what is it all about? You get it? ADRs, what is it about? That I have an issue with you, instead of taking it to the court, we say, let's get somebody to mediate. Is that not the same thing that the tribunal does, or is the named tribunal that is worrying us? It is a specialized court that deals with specialized cases. That is all, as simple as that, and it is constitutional. A judge can sit in, you can bring a lawyer in, anything can happen, but these are experts. So when we are saying that we have a commission of inquiry, and the commission of inquiry must definitely have somebody who has got an expertise in the field. So the Jamepa Commission, all those commissions that came, you are a football fan, so you know, all those football cases that came, who were the key proponents in there? Were there not people with football background? Was Fuamweni not a part of it? You get it? So all these things are created such that there are no anomalies. The reason it is embedded in the Constitution. So from 1992, through so many phases till now, we are saying that are we not realizing that the tribunal is wrong, or because it was mundane for a period of time, we thought that it is quashed. So the point is this: when you feel there's something somewhere and you don't avert your mind to it, to deal with it or expunge it, it will come to haunt you. So he was.
But the expansion opportunity is what we have now.
We've had it. We've had it times without number. We've had it times without number. There are so many things in the Constitution that was dealt with. Martin Kpebu 1, Martin Kpebu 2, Martin Kpebu 3. What didn't he do? There are so many things in the Constitution that he raised that were expunged from the Constitution. So if anybody had seen that there was something wrong with the tribunal, I think what is wrong with the tribunal? What is wrong? Somebody should tell me what is wrong with the tribunal. It is part of it's part of the judicial system of Ghana. So why wouldn't you take out the High Court?
Here's the Constitutional Review Committee in their own words. The committee recommends that regional tribunals be disestablished from the Constitution. The committee notes that the High Court has been handling the caseload of the regional tribunals. The resources to be committed to resuscitating the moribund regional tribunals could be channeled to resource the High Court, as well as the circuit and district courts that the committee now proposes to make part of the regular judiciary. Moreover, the jurisdiction of the circuit court could be expanded to take on some of the cases that the regional tribunals would ordinarily hear. This was a proposal.
It's a proposal, but the tribunal is a superior court, and the circuit court is a lower court. So you are trying to upgrade the lower court to a higher court or to a superior court? No. The circuit court is a lower court. It is considered by as a lower court. It is not. And the tribunal is a part of the superior court. So it's High Court, Superior Court, Court of Appeal. Then you go to, what's the name? Supreme Court.
No, the superior courts are the High Court.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It starts from the...
I just read it from the tribunals to, what's the name?
The tribunals
High Court, and then to Court of Appeal to, I just went the other way up.
And then...
So that's it. So it is there. And the circuit court is a lower court. So why are you saying that it should be...
They are proposing a reform of an integration of the lower courts.
And do you know the reason?
Into
because it didn't seem appealing to a lot of people. So the fact that it doesn't seem appealing to people and it's been left hanging doesn't mean it's not in existence.
Civil society groups and others who are asking questions and saying we don't want tribunals?
They are as human as I am, but my point is that I'm speaking to what the Constitution says. The Constitution does not say that a tribunal is not a court. The Constitution says it. Yeah. It is part of our judicial system. The Constitution says it. So if the Constitution says it and you want it to expand, this is not the way to go about it.
So as for that, I agree.
Yes, this is not the way to go about it.
The means for which it can be removed has been suggested by the Constitution.
You know, there are so many lawyers sitting out there who have qualified to become judges, but because of the lack of space and the lack of a lot of these courts, they have not been promoted.
Even
exactly. So when we expand the tribunals, have you seen some of the courts? I say go to Cape Coast, you cry.
Yes.
I went there.
So that's why the argument is that why don't you use the money to improve
that
those
is false arguments? Don't mind them.
Expand.
Don't mind these people.
Let's listen to the entire process when the bill was passed.
Oh, you want to listen to the entire process?
No, not the entire process. Just a brief excerpt, and then I'll return to us again.
No problems.
Now the consequential motion is 29.
Mr. Speaker, may I
Attorney
move
General Minister for Justice.
The Tribunals Bill 2026 be now read the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
All members, motion move. Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I beg to second the motion.
All members, motion move and seconded. It is for the constitution of the House. I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the motion number 29 at page 20 of today's order paper say aye. Aye. Those against say no. All members, the motion is accordingly adopted.
An act to provide for the establishment, jurisdiction, composition, and operation of tribunals in accordance with the Constitution, establish the Tribunal Oversight Committee, and for related matters.
All members, the Tribunal Bill 2026 is now duly read for the third time and passed.
Let us know what you think of that new legislation as well. 053-220-0927 is the number by which you can send us a WhatsApp message. You can as well leave a message for us on Facebook, where we can do the reading for you as well this morning here on the 3FM Sunrise. You can send voice notes as well. We'll play that. We'll vet it first, and then we play that as well to have you appreciate a bit more in terms of the conversation and have you be a part of it as well. And so yes, those are the means through which you can be a part of the conversation here in the country and on the show, right? But Patrice,
yes, sir.
you were making.
So I was indicating that this is a constitutional matter. You can't say you don't like it by just going to argue and call it so many names. It's what Buga court, or is this court? It is not. When you say it is an insult to you yourself, who's used this constitution for all this while to stay in parliament. You get it? I'm not saying I don't agree with a lot of things in the constitution. To say somebody who's just 21 years old and has sound mind should become an MP. That's so daft. We don't do that. 21 years old, how exposed is the person? What is the educational background of the person? So that the person can contribute to things of national development at the global level? No. So these are things that can be expunged. Somebody can get married at age 16 with the consent of the parents. What do you mean by that? That is a trade-off. You're selling the person. So all these things can be taken. These are the things we have to be taken out of the constitution. Somebody is 18 years and can marry on their own. 18 years. What is your educational background? We'll turn around later on and say that, oh, we have big people in the society and so on and so forth. At 18 years, what is the level of exposure? When you go through our academic calendar, at 18 years, you're not going to enter, the uni. So you are just an SHS graduate. And we say that, fine, we need such people in our society to marry. When you marry, what is it? Procreation. And an 18-year-old without exposure to manage a child or children. What kind of children do you think they're going to put out there? Then tomorrow it says the responsibility of the parents or responsibility of the teacher to do what? That same teacher was also 18 years when she gave birth and all that. What is the exposure of the 18-year-old teacher and the 18-year-old mother? So what responsibilities are we giving to them to take care of the children that you've put in their care? So a lot of things need to be changed in this constitution, not this tribunal thing. If you want to change it, I don't have a problem. Change it because you think it's mundane. It's been sitting there and nobody's had a hold on it. But my point is, don't argue from that perspective, because the constitution respects it, and it is inside the constitution, and it is a superior court. It is one of the superior courts. So wherein lies your fear? What is the fear? That people will be thrown into jail? There's court of appeal. You can appeal in all cases. If you think the tribunal is not going to serve you a good purpose, we have court of appeal. When the tribunal comes out with its judgment, all you need to do is that just advance to the court of appeal and appeal the case. If you think those judges there are more erudite than those who are going to be in the tribunals, then so be it. Nobody's going to deny you. There are cases that have gone all the way to the Supreme Court, and people felt that the Supreme Court didn't take the judgment in their favor. It was not appropriate.
By way of correction, though, the marital age is not 16; it's 18.
No, 16 plus consent of parents.
No.
Check. 16 years. Can't be married off with the consent of the parents.
No.
Oh, really? It's all sex.
16 is age of consent for sex.
For sex, okay. And then 16, marriage is 18 years.
16 is the age of consent.
And then 18 is marriage with the consent of parents?
Yeah, I think 18 with permission. And
18 with permission, 21 is without consent. Okay, so thanks for the correction.
Yeah.
So that is it. So
yeah.
Those are things. And you're telling me that at 18 years you allow your child to get married?
Yeah, that's why it's with permission.
Well, what permission?
No, I'm saying that's why it's with permission.
You should be a wicked parent to do that.
Most parents or a lot of parents will not do that.
But why is it there?
You understand?
Somebody will do it and say it's in the constitution.
A lot of parents will not do that.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's.
So it is in the constitution, isn't it?
Well.
So when somebody does it, it is right.
No, you see, not everything is in the constitution.
Oh, no.
Some are legislations and others which have been passed.
But constitutionally, you are within the boundaries.
If you say that,
exactly, you're within the boundaries. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But if you say
should it be there?
It's in the Constitution.
Should it be
Those
there?
are in legislations which have been passed, but not in.
Should they be there?
I mean, you can argue. I don't know what the reasoning was when the legislation was passed at the time. I've not read to see what the reasoning was.
So I am speaking to matters with regards to what we are trying to expunge or what we have our fears against. And I'm saying that the way the argument went in Parliament, it came across as though the tribunal was an alien thing.
The only addition I'm going to make is that there is reasoning for why things are.
Yes.
Right. One of the many reasons why we select ministers from Parliament, at least 50%, is steeped in history.
Yeah. Under Dr. Hila Liman and all those kind of things, yes.
So legislation and what have you always is influenced by present circumstance and as well history. Right? At the time the Constitution, the framers were going through the paces and all of that, and we were enacting the Constitution. Tribunals were a part of justice delivery.
Okay.
By a stretch, if you argue, you say that the persons who were in charge at the time were advocates for it. It was the PNDC which oversaw the coming into effect of the 1992 Constitution, right? It was a PNDC, and so you can oppose for all you want, and if at the time it favored tribunals, it will be passed. But in this present time, as the conversation is being had, anybody looking at history and what may have happened with tribunals to make an argument why they believe it should no longer exist, it's actually right in that argument, because legislations are formed or come into being as well, taken into context history, prevailing circumstances as well, and seeking to correct certain wrongs amongst other things. And so if anybody argues that, no, we've been there before, jungle justice, what have you, and so we do not think it should be brought back because the systems as we have it deal pretty much with every case anyways, the person is right in their arguments to make that. They are.
They are or they are not. My point is this. If we believe that we no longer need tribunals, as perhaps you could refer to the Courts Act, that it was kind of like taking out of the books. Why do we still have them in there? You get it? If the amendment of the Courts Act takes it out, Act 620 takes it out, why do we still have it in there in our Constitution? Or why don't you have an amendment that says that it has been cut out, no more tribunals? Because regional tribunals, have they been sitting? Have you heard anybody say, I'm taking my matter to a tribunal? Because they became insipid. There was
a legislation actually.
Yes. So the tribunals became insipid to the people. So in 2002, when the Courts Act 620 was passed, it looked like, okay, technically we don't have tribunals anymore. So if it is that it has been expunged from the Constitution per any amendment, then it will be so flawed for the Attorney General to want to wake it up again. You are better off giving it another name than going back to the tribunals. I hope you understand me. If the Courts Act 620 says that
the Court Act took out district tribunals, but no acts can amend the Constitution.
Yes, no, but the act, it's an act. Did it amend anything? Did it expunge anything?
No, it
didn't. Did it nullify anything? Yes. So my argument is that we have not taken it out, like technically there's no more.
As for it exists. It exists. It's
so
the
if
fact
the
that
person says I'm going to wake up the sleeping giant, What is wrong with it? Why are we scared that there will not be justice? That means we don't believe in the justice system of this country, and we don't believe in the legal structure of this country. Because who is going to head that tribunal? Is it not a judge?
Well, a person who's qualified to be a high court judge. So let me just walk you through what the composition is supposed to be like, right?
The tribunal,
so right? The regional tribunal and then the district tribunals. And so composition of regional tribunal in accordance with the Chief Justice, one chairman and such members who may or may not be lawyers who shall be designated by the Chief Justice to sit as panel members of a regional tribunal and for such period specified in writing by the Chief Justice. A regional tribunal is duly constituted by a panel which consists of the chairman and not less than 2 other panel members. Now, the qualification for members of a regional tribunal, right? The chairman, if that person is qualified to be appointed as a justice of the High Court.
Yes.
That's why when we decided to abandon it after 2002, persons who were chairman of the regional tribunals effectively were taken to high courts.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're the chairman of a regional tribunal, you qualify to be a high court judge. That's a qualification.
Yeah.
Then a panel member, if that person is a person of high moral character and proven integrity, that's what qualifies you to be a panel member of a regional tribunal. A person shall not be appointed as a chairman of a regional tribunal if that person is a sitting member of parliament or holds a political office. Right?
Yeah.
Now, composition of district tribunal. So they also have one chairman and such members who may or may not be lawyers who shall be designated by the Chief Justice to sit as panel members of a district tribunal and for the period specified in writing by the Chief Justice. A district tribunal is duly constituted by a panel which consists of a chairman and 2 other panel members. Qualification. A person qualifies to be appointed to a district tribunal as a chairman if that person is qualified to be appointed as a judge of a circuit court.
A judge of a circuit court.
And then as a panel member, you have to be of high moral character and proven integrity.
Yeah.
A person shall be appointed as chairman if the person is not a sitting member of parliament or holds a political office. And so those are the categories under which they will fall.
So may I just support what you're saying? So with a few things. Number one, tribunals are listed in the Constitution. So the 1992 Constitution and Courts Act lists regional tribunals as superior courts, same status as high courts. That's number one. So regional tribunals. Number two, lower tribunals were abolished in 2002. The amendment of the Courts Act, Act 620, in 2002 abolished community and circuit tribunals. Community and circuit tribunals, not regional, and re-established circuit and magistrate courts. So in place of community and circuit tribunals, we had circuit and magistrate courts. Regional tribunals are not currently operating. They are mundane. That's why I said they are moot. Judicial Service Notice presently says there is no regional tribunal in the country. They are just moot. They are just sleeping. However, it is the Tribunals Bill 2026 that has been presented to Parliament and proposing to re-establish regional tribunals and create district tribunals to handle economic crimes, tax evasion, narcotics, etc. So what it is that community and circuit tribunals were expunged, but regional tribunals were not. So the new one says that we want the regional tribunals to wake up. And my point is this: per the qualifications you have so read, anybody who qualifies to be a judge at the High Court, you are contending and contesting that person cannot sit in a tribunal and give fair judgment.
All right. Let me read this. Let me read this comment from Kekuju, who's listening. He says, "We're prescribing a new courtroom for an old institutional illness. The proposal risks treating." No, I may have. It's an additional message. The proposal risks treating the symptoms rather than the disease. Court congestion is a symptom. Delayed justice is a symptom. The disease is weak judicial administration, inadequate investment, poor case management, and failures of institutional accountability. Unless those underlying conditions are addressed, creating new tribunals may simply, or I think resurrecting the tribunals may simply redistribute the problem rather than resolve it.
Redistribute it rather than resolve it.
I mean, you just carry the problems elsewhere instead of addressing it. You just admitted to go to Cape Coast and see.
I mean the structures. You see, yes, the cost structures.
Those are the fundamental issues. The fact that the cases take forever.
I agree with you.
Those are the fundamental challenges in terms of justice delivery.
We haven't adequately attended to our technical ineptitudes. That is one of the things I've always called for, because a judge cannot comfortably sit in a courtroom that is leaking when it is raining, or you see rays of sand coming through the roof and the ceiling, and that is not good enough. The reason certain judges will not opt to go to some of the regional capitals or even some of the regions to take up positions as judges, it seems like it's an insult to them. So those things must be rectified. Those things we must quickly ensure that we do to make it comfortable for the judges to sit on cases and to have good qualified people to want to become judges. My point is this: if we are saying that the tribunals is going to raise issues or concerns, what are the options? Would you rather a fast-track high court? You see, giving names to institutions doesn't necessarily expedite their action or slow it. It depends on the mindset, and it depends on the things that we put in as the reason we are establishing this. The tribunal, for me, number one, is a constitutional item. Number two, they are going to be given tasks, and they are going to work with the qualifications you so read as a judge to the High Court, with experts in the field of operation. The same thing we do. When we talk about Shraj, what does it come with? When we talk about Commission of Inquiry, who leads it? It's just the same thing. It's just the same thing. They've just given it the name tribunal, which is still there. That's what I'm saying. Is the name tribunal what is causing the problem, or it is the composition of those who are going to head it? If the composition of those who are going to head it are just similar to the high courts, then what is the problem? Don't you have tax issues in Ghana that people can deal with? And we are saying that we need a court that will deal with it. We need a court that will deal with issues of galamsey. We need a court that is going to deal with tax evasion, money laundering, and all. We need a court that is going to deal with it. And we believe that an item that is sitting mundane in the Constitution should be walking up and giving the same powers to do it. Otherwise, are we going to say we'll be the same people if we said we're creating a new entity called the Super Lock Court or Super Fast Judgment Court, and we're going to say, hey, we already have tribunals and so in our books. Why don't we just go ahead with it and then revive them and do? We are the same people. My point is technical matter. Is it wrong or right?
What I will say, I think in rounding up this conversation is that on that score, the last thing you say about the fact that, I mean, opinions will always be divergent on different matters, and if you do one thing or the other, people, if you you understand. So that I agree. I've come to a realization that whatever it is that is done, there will be different opinions. The minority will hold a different view, but you must govern.
Absolutely.
And you must take decisions. And that's why you're there. Yeah. There will be instances where, yes, there will be divergent opinion, but with sound reasoning, it is believed that this will prove efficient and bring about results.
Absolutely.
And so that is why they are in government. That is why they are leadership. The other aspect of this is that after all is said and done, and the tribunals bill has been passed, it will come into fruition because it was part of the promise. I mean, I've asked questions as to the Deputy Attorney General when I met him in an interview and all of that. The question what it will all come down to is resource allocation and institutional changes to make justice delivery efficient.
Right.
92.
You can pass a bill and bring back tribunals. But like Kay says, when the systematic problems continue to exist, you have done nothing.
So let me raise something.
I'm not done.
Okay.
You have
I just
done
wanted
nothing.
to come in a little, but it's fine. No, you can finish. I'll go.
There are courts and structures in different parts of the country which are an eyesore. There are legitimate challenges as to administrative matters resulting in delays in justice delivery.
I agree, absolutely.
One thing that I will say, commendations to the current Chief Justice in introducing the afternoon courts. At least conversations with a few colleagues of mine who are lawyers and some lecturers and all of that, it hasn't been, I don't want to say implemented fully, such that other cases, because more often than not, I've seen cases being prosecuted by the state and what have you, are the ones which are doing the afternoon court and all of that. We will need a bit more in terms of an expansion of when the courts can sit as well, so that a bit more cases can go through the mill quicker. Those are the reforms that will bring about efficiency. We can set up fast-track courts, bring about tribunals. If the problems we have, no money going there to put up structures or put up courts and all of that, we will come back to the same conversations.
I agree with you. And those ought to be the demands that should be made by the so-called minority in parliament. So this is the situation. When Nanado said he was going to implement the free SHS, we had rebuttals like this. It is impossible. It cannot be done. What monies are you going to use? Why don't you rather empower the schools that are this? Why don't you expand so and so and so? Which were reasoned contributions. Because everybody claimed there was free compulsory universal basic education in the Constitution that said that people should have it. So free education was already enshrined in the Constitution. So if Nanado says, I'm going to make free SHS, he was not saying anything that is outrageous or anything that is humongous, something that can be dealt with. It was already in the Constitution. But implementing it was what he had the nerves to do. And he did it. And today we are still practicing it. The responsibility of whoever has taken over is to ensure that we prune it, we treat it, we deal with it, we solve issues and challenges that come with it. That is the way to go. So if we are saying that we are waiting on something that is not, tribunal is in the Constitution. So if we establish it and we start saying that no, build this, construct this, roof this, do that, I think it is the way to go. My argument is not that allow the tribunal or do not allow it. My argument is not that I am scared there's not going to be fair trial and justice to anybody who is put before the tribunal. My argument is not that we don't have people who are qualified to run the tribunals. My argument is that if it falls within the ambit of the Constitution, why are we running away from it, or why are we scared of it? Meanwhile, there are parameters within which all these institutions must operate in terms of composition of the leadership. So what is the fear?
Right. There's a message that has come through in relation to the present bill as has been passed.
Yes, sir.
It reads that, to be honest, there are a few changes with the tribunal that aid justice delivery. The one, experts to sit.
Yeah.
Some judges are confused. They struggle genuinely, mostly when dealing with specialized issues.
Yeah.
And so when experts come in, they will bring the knowledge from the field to aid.
That's what I mentioned with the commissions of inquiry.
In justice delivery.
Yeah, the commissions of inquiry.
Then expedited trials as well, because the usual adjournment and all of that is not allowed, but it's not allowed to play out in the bill. And so there are positives. I mean, and mind you, when I raise the concerns, I don't raise them as a. I mean, you have to always raise the other side of the argument. In fairness to persons who are legitimately concerned as to what we've seen tribunals do in the past and what is expected of it in the present as well. I've just been going through the the bill which has been passed, I've not seen, but the memorandum which provided for the details before it went to first reading, second reading, and then the third, because there were deletions and amendments during the passage process. I don't have the copy yet because this morning I've not been able to reach Christian Yale. More often than not, when the bill is passed, he does me a good enough job and sends it to me so that when the conversations are happening, we can refer to specific provisions within the past bill and have conversations in and around it. But if you're listening to us, and I mean, this might sound a bit too difficult to appreciate. If you go into our constitution, right, the constitution provides for courts which exist. There's a Supreme Court, there's a Court of Appeal, there's a High Court, and then there are regional tribunals. These are courts which exist, which you can take matters to. And in terms of jurisdiction even, per the memorandum which I'm reading, right, they will have jurisdiction of district, no, this is district tribunal. Let me look for powers of regional tribunal. So at least the memorandum, I'm yet to see the bill. So I can read verbatim what the past bill suggests. But the memorandum says they will have jurisdiction in the exercise of the jurisdiction of the regional tribunal, have and exercise the powers conferred on the High Court by the Constitution or any other enactment may issue. So those essentially pretty much have the powers of a High Court. Right. And so matters you can take to a High Court, you can take to a regional tribunal. And so it existed. But in 2002 there was a legislation, the Court Act, and all of that, which pretty much put it to sleep. It didn't end it. It didn't kill it. Just put it to sleep.
The ones that they wanted to expand, it did. The community and the circuit court. And circuit tribunals.
Districts and all of that. To put it mildly, it put it to sleep. Right? The regional tribunals, to put it to sleep. What the government has done now is that they say they are bringing back the regional tribunals along with district tribunals because they believe they are matters which ought to be expedited amongst many other things, and so that has been passed by Parliament. The President will assent to it, and when it's assented to, then immediately it will come into force.
I really put appointment as one of the
appointment. Well, if you're a member of Parliament or a political appointee, you're
going to have sports. Let me just quickly take this opportunity to say good morning to a few beautiful people who always love listening to you. I don't know what you've done to them, but then they keep listening to you. I need to find out, so they start listening to me too.
But so, they are listening to you as well.
No, it is you that they listen to. Mawena. So this one goes to Kofi Somwa, the same this thing. Sofami, the Sofami boss. He loves listening to Kofi Somwa. And also to Duke Anthony Asian. He also listens to you. I don't know what you keep doing to them. They listen. But these other two are special ones from me. To the Owusu Akranti Kumi and the family. They buried their dad yesterday, and we wish them all the best. May God be with them. May they be strengthened in the Lord, and may they find a good way out of life. And also to Vanessa Mensah of a smoothie restaurant and bar at Amasaman. She's a very special young woman. She's awesome. She's pretty. She's beautiful, and she's hardworking. So Vanessa Mensah, good morning to you. Have a great day.
Fantastic. Good morning as well to private legal practitioner and law lecturer Jean-Baptiste Ayeje. Always does the listening.